Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a couple young punks from Kitchener and Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, and again, a Sutherland Cup champion coach. We are unsure if the fella in Vancouver is coming to join us, but one of them is on the Air Junior B team and ready to run amok. And I don't know what else I got. The other one is running amok in baseball, from what I hear, and also getting back on the wheels in hockey. And we also have my favorite coach ever, Dave Officer. Welcome on, Quinn Duquette, Ben Sawyer, and Dave Officer. For now. We'll see if the other boys join, eh?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So
Right
I
on,
get
Dave.
into how we know each other. Dave, zip it, boy. I went to go back to school shopping and buy the new gear for the kids to get ready for the new season. And I went into Play It Again Sports, and a fellow walks up to me and says, "Hey," like, "Hey." I'm like, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I know there's something here, but I can't pick it up. and then Quinn says, "I'm Ben's buddy. I met you last year," and then it all clicked in a second. But man, I didn't get to talk to you guys long, but
Yeah,
when you came up to me, it meant the world, man. Like,
yeah,
when Dave Officer asked me to go talk to some puppies, and then I do it and then kind of carry on with things.
yeah,
To run India a year later was pretty neat, man.
yeah. That's crazy.
It
Yeah,
was crazy because you pointed me out. I don't know if it's because I was in the Team Great Britain shirt when I walked in, but
yeah, yeah.
as soon as I walked in, you had me pegged, eh?
Oh yeah. As soon as you walked in, I was like, "Hey, I know this guy." I had to come up and talk to you.
Yeah, and my son Colby was with me, and he got everything he needed, eh?
Yeah. That's for sure.
I appreciate good people helping good people because
Yeah, of course.
hockey's expensive,
Oh
and
yeah,
I don't know what kind of strings you got around there, but
yeah,
thanks for
yeah.
helping out.
Of course, anytime.
So you're gonna be a junior B player for Air Ontario, eh?
Yeah, yeah. That's starting this year. We're in our main camp right now. Actually, I just got back from ice time, so yeah,
So I thought it was funny when you walked up to me and I'm looking at you and I'm like, this kid is such a hockey player. He's got, he's got his wrist taped. He's got fantastic hair. I'm like, why do I know him? But
yeah,
when you were helping us out, when I saw
yeah,
your wrist taped, I'm like,
yeah.
ah, man, I remember being 18 years old and having my wrist taped all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something that happens as you continue playing, that's for sure.
So what'd you do to it?
So, I don't really know, I had a skate on Monday night and I just tweaked it, the bone popped out of place and, like, I just got it popped back in, so it was just, like, a minor sprain, but
Yeah, you
it's
just
good now.
snap her back in and then you're
Yeah.
fine, eh?
Yeah, I'm good to play, so
Well, so you're right into hockey again then, eh?
Yep, that's for sure. We started Thursday and we go till Sunday. We have a invitational tournament. We have a guy a couple years ago who actually passed away on our team, Eli Perfelman, and we have like an invitational tournament for him like every year, and that starts on Wednesday. So definitely
Oh.
right back into things.
So what position do you play?
I play right wing.
Really? Just like
Yeah,
my old self, eh, Dave?
yeah,
Right on, Wally. Absolutely.
You don't have to back check that hard. You just got to have your D-man, right?
yeah. I guess so.
I actually pictured you as a centerman the way I saw you carry yourself around the store. I always say you play hockey like your personality,
Yeah,
and you're a pretty grown-up young man, and the
yeah,
way you handled yourself, I thought it was pretty neat because I saw a young hockey player in you, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I talked to them a year ago, and now
yeah.
look at this guy moving around the store with confidence and telling us what's going on, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, yeah, I have played center in the past though, so maybe that's what ticked you off there.
Well, you seem very responsible, so I'm guessing you're a responsible winger.
Yeah, my parents
But
would beg to differ, but
and Ben, you are Davio's young buck, and
oh yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard, but we won the Sutherland Cup back in the day.
No, never heard about it. Not one.
You haven't heard about that yet? Because
No.
everybody asks me like what's going on, and I just have to tell them that the Kincardine Canucks are back-to-back All Ontario champions in under
Oh,
13.
yeah.
Love to see it.
So, like sometimes you have to tell people when it happens,
Yeah, 100%.
So Dave's told you before bed?
Yeah, he's talked about it a little bit.
So anyways, I got to get into this though. The way I started chatting with your old man again, who is my former coach in junior, that is sitting there in the weeds, is that, well, you're a good baseball player from what I hear, and you're a big strapping young fella that can like hit bombs. And he was asking me about NCAA and how it works and getting scholarships, and we got chit-chatting about that, and then it's pretty neat how years later you and your coach can stay in contact. But sounds like you're a ball player, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been playing ball for most of my life now. It all started growing up in the backyard with just a tee and a little Tykes ball, and
Yeah. So what
smacking it around
position do
the
you play?
backyard. What position do I play? Mostly outfield, but I prefer to play center field if I can.
Yeah. Well, I remember, like, I don't know how into this you are, but your old man was at Notre Dame University, and he was like, "Do you remember this place?" And were you not there, like,
Yeah.
seeing? Yeah.
Yeah, we had a tournament down in South Bend. Actually, we were there again. Oh wait, shit. We played there 3 years ago because we had a tournament there, and then 2 years ago we had another tournament there. So yeah, we were there back-to-back years. We got to play on the field, which was really fun, and we actually found our way into their locker room one of those years. It was they left the door unlocked. So
Well, I'm hoping it wasn't the locker room I would have seen as a hockey player at Western Michigan. When we
probably.
went to Notre Dame,
Am
they
I?
like when I went to Notre Dame to play hockey, I'm not joking. You see the football Rudy movie and you think it's the coolest place ever. And then you get to Notre Dame and the hockey team plays in the field house, they call it. It was in the same building as track and field, as all of it. And they just put a curtain around the arena. And then Western Michigan would play Notre Dame with an ice pad and like a curtain around it so that the other people could do their hurdles and their high jumps and stuff. And you're thinking, wow, I really made it. I'm in Notre Dame. And then you show up and there's just curtains around the rink.
Yeah.
I think it's changed now, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, Ben, you play hockey too, eh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a long story for sure, but yeah, I'm back at it this year with the Double A boys in Waterloo.
So, well, we may as well dive into that because I do know a couple guys that were playing pro and it hit them. And well, there's nothing you can do about it, but I guess once you're better, you're better. So you missed all last season for hockey?
Yeah, I guess it would have been two
U16, right?
seasons ago
Yeah.
now because I basically last year I just played some high school hockey. But yeah, I missed 2 seasons ago with a
U16 year.
Yeah, my U16 year. I had some vertigo going on. I had COVID at one point. I had a lot of stuff going on for sure, and it was definitely.
But vertigo is the one I was touching at, is like that's where like you have a hard time keeping your balance, right?
Yeah, definitely tough to stay on the ice.
So that sucks. And I mean, how big you are, how strong you are, like once you're better, you're better. But it sucks missing those big years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was tough for sure. I mean, we had such a great team that year. And I had a lot of good people surrounding me and stuff, but it was still certainly, one of the biggest challenges I've had to face in life. And it was good though. I mean, like I got to meet a lot of new good people, like Quinn are here actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good to kind of struggle through it with some good people surrounding me for sure.
Well, you need good people around you for sure.
Mhm.
And Davey, I welcome to the podcast. You've been sitting there in the weeds.
Wally. I'm just being a good listener tonight, pal. You know that.
Well, you always were a good listener, and you know, when you get into coaching kids or whatever you want to coach, you take away people and things you heard over the years. And you know what, Dave? You don't know that much about hockey at all. But you
Okay.
knew how to bring the best out of every player and every person on the team. And like keeping Jeff Van Eynatten in the lines, that would have been a struggle. But you did it all, and we won it all because you knew how to deal with people.
I think that's the most important quality, Wally, as you just said. It's you got to have the rapport with the kids, right?
You do, and they need to trust you. And I trusted you, and I think it's funny when you were up at the cottage a week ago, and you're texting me saying, "Hey, come on over for a beer." And I don't know how often in life a junior coach is texting a former player 25 years later saying, "Hey, come on over." That's not normal.
It's not usual, is it, Wally?
I don't think so.
But that's going back to those Sugar King years where that community was so important, and it was that year, that situation, those athletes, those coaches. Ben and I went to a prospects game in Elmira last spring. Ben had a buddy playing, and so did Quinner. Willie was playing, right? And I think Caden was playing too, but he, I bumped into a guy named Schaefer, Gary Schaefer.
Oh yeah.
And we started talking, and you know who Schaefer is, and he's been around for so many years. And it's just one of those conversations where you just get back on the horse. It's as if we were never apart, Wally. And
But that's what winning does, right? It keeps you
Sure.
bonded for life.
That's the best way to describe it. Just monitor, and that's why my text message to you last week. It's all the same, and it applies to anybody connected to that team that year.
And it's true though. Like I won a few places, and it's so different when you win and when you lose after a whole season of putting it all on the line. When you win together and do everything it took to do it, you become brothers for life. And that me and you are texting, and we still have a group chat with the Sugar Kings 25 years later. That's pretty neat.
It's unreal, isn't it?
It really is. And now we got the next wave of hockey players played against sports with his wrist taped up, making it happen. But like I think it's pretty neat, and it's the hockey world when you asked me to talk to them a year ago, and then I go have to buy equipment and sticks, and man, it's too expensive. They say hockey is for everyone. I'm not sure it is. Shit's expensive, Dave.
Well, you're scanning Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace, trying to find that equipment that's going to be safe and good for your kid, right? So
I need to do better at that. So, anyways, Quinn, so
Yeah.
I wanted to thank you for taking care of us there the other day.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Air Junior B? Because I saw when you got announced you were coming back, it was all over social media. So you've already played there for a year?
Yeah, so last year I played my full year at U18 AAA for Kitchener, and then at the end of that season I was AP'd for Air like all season. I played 5 regular season games, and then after my season finished, I got called up and I was there for their playoffs. So I played most of their playoffs, whether I was in the stands or even playing.
You were there for the team.
A while. Yeah. So I met all the guys. All the guys are great. So that's kind of what's going on.
So this is your first full season then?
Yes, this will be my first full season there.
Oh man, you guys are bringing back memories, because Yeah, Davey, you were just the guidance counselor when you took over our team, eh?
That's all, buddy. That's all.
It's pretty wild story when you think about it, though. Like, we were a toiling team. People were upset, and then they fire the coach, and then they bring in the high school guidance counselor to coach the junior B hockey team, and we win it all, eh?
Well, the guys put out the work. You know that, Wally, and everybody. There was a mutual respect. Everybody listened, and they wanted to do it for each other. And my job was to generate that condition, that environment where that would happen. And I was lucky with the group of guys that I had. Very lucky. Talked to fellow coach John East, and he said, "Dave, we were so lucky in Elmira." I said, "John, you're right on."
Well, I was just setting up my new podcast room, and there's one of those things like a poster, but they made it like the hard thing my parents did. And it's the newspaper article, and it says Elmira Sugar Kings taking over the NCAA. And it was Niagara versus Western Michigan. And there was like 7 of us in that hockey game. And you were a junior B coach. I don't know how many scholarships are coming out of Elmira now, but there was 7 of us in that hockey game, Western Michigan versus Elmira. And it's pretty neat, looking back on it now, what we accomplished.
Absolutely. And I was down for that game, believe it or not, at Kalamazoo, and seeing all those Sugar Kings, and it was great. And then we had a few other guys tossed in there from Waterloo, Mr. Cousineau, and just the fun to connect with all the boys after the game. That was pretty special. And I think we had 8 Division I out of Elmira.
Yeah, and like captains, he had Adam Hogg and Kyle Rank both be captains at St. Lawrence.
Yep.
And it's pretty neat when I look at it coaching kids now. I want that for every one of them. I want them to be able to do the things I got to do, and you got to see it. You got to see us go out there and do it, right?
See it, be a part of those dressing room conversations, all the highs, the lows, but ultimately it's the guys who put their bodies on the line every practice, every game. They're the guys that have everything fully invested.
And so, Ben, we talked about this at the cottage a year ago. You guys were asking me about hockey, and that's basically what I said, right? Like,
Yeah.
It takes everybody to win, and it doesn't matter about your goals and assists. It's what you're willing to do for each other, and then that trickles down a team, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you got to do to get back into this hockey thing, Ben, after vertigo and all the stuff?
Man, that's a tough question. I think it just starts with getting back on the ice. I mean, our buddy just went out to Vancouver, as you know, and we just got out to a free skate at Rim Park the other day and just messed around, especially me.
You just had fun playing hockey.
That's it. Just get out there, get back on your feet, and it's like riding a bike, right?
Like, it is, but like you got to enjoy doing it, right? And you kind of have to put the past in the past, and like if you couldn't play, you couldn't play. You are where you are now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But this baseball thing sounds like a thing, eh? Like if you're going to all these places and Notre Dame University to check things out, like I see your biceps in that short shirt. I didn't have those growing up,
No, you got them now though, so that's all that matters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But so what position do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a center fielder.
And what about hockey?
Oh shit. I'm a right D man in hockey.
Yeah. Glassing out. That's what Davey made Andrew Lackner do for years. We wouldn't let Andrew Lackner pass it on the tape. We just glassing out it for him, right, Dave? Got him a scholarship.
Yeah, Lax came through big time, all the way through to Thorold, right?
He sure did. Yeah. He's a gamer.
He's totally a gamer in every regard. And now we're lucky to have him as a Waterloo Regional Police Officer.
Well, he's keeping everybody safe, right?
Yep. Hey, here's one for you. They those two boys that we're talking to tonight, Ben and Quinner, they played against the police association in a charity game. And Ben was sick, but he was working on the bench, working the door, and Lackner went by. And Ben went up to Lackner and says, "Hey, my dad's over there, wants to say hi to you." And Lackner was in the uniform. He looks a little different in a hockey uniform right now than he did. But he came over and he gave me the biggest hug in the world.
I know. Winning's forever.
Oh, it really is. Another example, right, Wally?
It really is.
Yeah.
So, Quinner, what is your hockey aspirations?
So right now, Air is affiliated with Guelph, so that's like a big step in the right direction.
Yeah, if you get some games in there.
Yeah. But honestly, right now I'm looking to go to school for hockey. I'm joining actually in probably the next month or two. I'm joining NLU Sports. So what they are is they're not classified as an advisor. They're more classified as a recruiter. So they're gonna help me, and I'm just gonna start getting like out there and start talking to schools and stuff like that for hockey.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
it was the Sugar Kings showing me what the NCAA was that showed me what I wanted to do. We would go on a trip every year to a school where a Sugar King was playing. And when I saw Ferris State, when I saw Western Michigan, when I saw St. Lawrence, I was like, I have to play NCAA.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it gives you a whole different drive in life. And
Yeah.
you're like, I have to do this.
Yeah. Well, like 2 years ago, like in my U15 year, and then I was like all nervous about the draft, and even in my U16 year, like that's where everyone wanted to go, and that's where everyone was focused to, and that's what kind of people are trying to bring to the game now, is that like even if you don't get drafted, like that's not the end of your road, right? Like there's so many different directions you can go, especially out of junior hockey, even out of U18, you can go so many places, and that's kind of where I came to the realization where like if I really want it, I can go play like hockey for a school somewhere.
Well, if you want it, you can go get it. I was the last pick of the draft. There was not another pick after me in the OHL.
Mm-hmm.
I was the very last pick. If they didn't pick me, I wasn't drafted.
Mm-hmm.
I had lots of fun playing hockey, you know?
Yeah.
But no, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know what that is, what that agency or whatever you're talking about. I know having agents and people that helped me in the past is if they don't care about you, if they don't know you,
Yeah.
you're just another number.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a day like doing this that someone's like, you should start an agency. And I was like, I think I got enough going on. But then other people, all these kids around that I've met were like, you should do it. And I was like, but it's interesting because when you care about people, you care about them. But when you're just another guy on the slate, it's different, right? Because there's a lot of us out there.
100%. And that's honestly why I'm talking to NLU right now, is because they have like a really good success rate. Their goal is maybe not to get everyone committed to a school, but just to give everyone as many opportunities as possible. And I think that's kind of what got me hooked there. It's just like the way that they treat all their athletes, and the way that they the way they talk to me, like not just me, but to my parents as well, and gave them the information that they needed. And I think that was like honestly a big thing.
It's got to be so different, Davio, than when I was a young buck. Like I know I've heard there's guys they got skills coaches, they got agents, they got this, they got that, and it's like, man, we used to just play hockey.
Yeah.
100%, Wally. And you know, to second that, I was talking to Ranker there last year, Kyle, and he said, Dave, it is so different in terms of the hockey world, the junior world, the U16. He said it's just that much more complex, that much more complicated. He said he just said the same thing you did, Wally. He said we just played hockey, and Kyle's and you're 100% right, and that seems to be the narrative right now in Hockey Canada, right? It's just everything is going at a breakneck speed, more cost, more money. You talked about equipment earlier on, hockey sticks, $300-400. It's just whoa. So
Well, and they say hockey's supposed to be for everyone. It's like, well, how is it? But yeah, and then the part people can take it for what it is. I'm a country boy. I'm from Elmira. I live in Kincardine now. If you look around the hockey world, yes, the Toronto AAA players that started when they're 9 years old and are better than you at 10 years old and 11 years old, how many of them are actually in the NHL? Like when you actually look around, who's in the NHL, or is it actually guys that are from small town Canada that know how to be teammates and know how to do it for each other instead of the guys that switch teams every year, that if mommy and daddy were upset or they could find the better place here, little Johnny was switching teams every year. Those are not the guys in the NHL. There's a few of them, and they're the top guys. But the guys that are in the middle there, they're from small town Ontario, they're from small town Canada, and they're from Saskatchewan, Alberta, and they know how to work and they know how to be a teammate. And that's how you fill out a roster.
Yeah.
100%.
But what do I know? You know? So anywho, Ben, now that we're getting back on the horse and back into hockey, what do we got to work on?
What do I have to work on?
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of everything. I've always taken pride in being a leader and being a good teammate. But if you're talking about on ice stuff, man, it's gonna be a grind for sure. I got to get that stamina back up. That baseball stamina isn't gonna do it for me. So.
Well, I could tell. Yeah, baseball stamina. There is no stamina there.
Exactly.
There's some fat boys playing that sport. They just hit it far and then run. But yeah, hockey's not the same anymore.
No.
You actually have to be in shape to do it.
No.
But yeah, it's all something. Dave, you got anything? I blacked out for a second. I don't know what to say right now.
What regarding
Anything, go for it.
Whether it be Ben or anybody else, you have to be prepared. You have to be ready to go. Once the blades hit the ice, there's so much pressure for roster spots, making teams at this time of year, and no matter who you are, Wally, no matter what level you're playing, when you step on the ice, you want to look good, right? And that's,
yeah, I do know actually. I always would diet like crazy, work out like crazy in the summers. But I am invited back to play in a hockey game in Germany in February. And
this past February? Yeah.
No, coming up. Like I'm coming up to playing in a hockey game in Germany. They say they're going to pay for my flight expenses. And I just went to Wales in June to play in a hockey game. And you know what? My conditioning struggled. And I remembered how much work you had to do to be actually good at hockey. And I wasn't good. I couldn't get around the ice. I did tie the game up late, but I got caught from behind skating it up the ice and turned the puck over the blue line because I literally couldn't skate. And I think I need to be better when I go to Germany in February and actually exercise before,
I never saw you caught from behind, Wally, ever.
I know. It was a new thing for me. It didn't feel good.
Didn't like it, eh?
No, and you actually have to exercise to be good at hockey. But you kids would probably know, it's different now. If you want to be a hockey player, you guys are at the age now where drinking becomes a thing, girls become a thing. You can't have it all, You either want to be a hockey player, you want the girls, or you want the drinking, You can't do it all.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So it's got to be different, right? Trying to decide where you can go, where you can't go. Because back in Elmira High School, we tried to do the parties and the hockey, and pretty successful, but hockey's changed now.
Yeah, I feel like when that stuff comes into play, you just have to surround yourself with the right people, right? Like you have to, like I have like Julian and Colton who may or may not be coming on this. Like you have to like surround people who want it just as bad as you. So you, whether you guys are best friends, if you're in the gym working out or you're doing a field workout or something like that, you have to have someone by your side who's going to push you.
That's
Like,
the best answer I've
yeah,
heard is when I met you guys at the cottage. I was impressed by you guys. You guys seemed like great kids that wanted it and were in it for the right reasons, but also best friends.
yeah,
And then like the hardest part for me when I was playing pro, when I'd go home in the summers, is when there wasn't really any pro guys in Elmira,
hmm,
and they would all go to work and do carpentry or whatever they do.
hmm,
I would have to go work out by myself. And when
yeah,
you get to work out as a team, it's a whole
yeah,
different thing. You can push each other, but it's also fun.
yeah.
No?
Yeah, and like not even like we do have like a good balance. Like we do go have fun. We go do all that stuff actually in what was that late June, early July. We actually all went to PEI to the East Coast, and that was a really fun time because our buddy Julian has a cottage up there. So that was a really fun time. We all just hung out and we actually went to a music festival, which is really cool, Cavendish Beach Music Festival, and we were all there. Um, like we
There
were
it
all
is.
just there. We were listening to music. We got to see Lainey Wilson, Waylon Wyatt, and Wyatt Flores all live. And geez,
That's
was that ever
living.
a fun night? It was really fun. That's for sure.
When I was playing for Davio with the Sugar Kings, every summer we'd go to a country concert in Ohio, and there'd be about 15 of us from Elmira that would go together. And those are as fun as weekends get and stuff
Yeah.
you never forget.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like obviously hockey has brought us all really close, but honestly, I think even the stuff outside of hockey, I think it's just a bond that probably will never be separated, and we'll probably remember like just that week when we were all there, probably for the rest of our lives.
For sure. Oh, you
Yeah,
will remember it. I still
yeah,
remember those weekends. So
yeah,
this Colton Palmer, the
yeah,
one of the other punks I talked to that night, he's
yeah.
now out in Vancouver. He's
Yeah,
he's left you guys.
he left actually. What was it? Last Wednesday, he left to go play hockey in the VI. They just call it the VI there, the Vancouver Island Hockey League. So yeah,
So he's going out there to play and left you guys in the wind, eh?
pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
Jeepers.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird time of life, like when everybody starts going their own directions, and then
yeah,
yeah, and then all of a sudden you're 41 years old and you gotta have a
yeah,
golf tournament to see all your friends.
yeah. Time definitely flies, and that's something I've definitely learned over the past year. Like even stepping out of like minor hockey, it's just like wow, that went by fast, and everyone like you have coaches come into your room like when you're U16, U15, say like they come in and they're like, like take it in while it lasts, but like no one ever really listens. But like just talking from personal experience, like they're right. Like it really does fly by. That's for sure.
It's 100% true. When I was
Yeah,
at Western Michigan and you're in your first year and you're like, oh yeah, well you got next year, then you
yeah,
got next year. And then all of a sudden you're like, so I'm one of the seniors?
yeah. That's
And like,
literally
and then
how I
they're
feel.
like, oh, this is it for them. This is it
Yeah,
for them. And you're like, where did this go? Like we
yeah,
were having fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, going in like outside of hockey, going into grade 12 of high school, like I feel like just yesterday I was stepping into high school for the first day of grade 9. Like it all flies by whether you hate school or not. You don't realize how fast it goes by till it's all over. So
Ain't that the truth? Hey, DVO with the Elmira Sugar things back at like when
That's
you took over that roller coaster ride.
that's right. And I'm going to build on something you said earlier. These guys are getting to the age where the distractions are real. They're out there. They're right in front of them, and they might want to pursue their athletic careers, whether it be baseball, hockey, football, whatever. With your experiences, Wally, and certainly being fresher than my hockey experiences, uh, any advice for these guys in terms of how do you live a balanced life, but fulfill those high ambitious sporting
Uh,
wishes?
you know, I'm probably not the right person to ask. When we were in high
I
school,
think you're exactly the right person to ask.
well, when we were in high school and playing for the Sugar Kings, um, the off-ice conditioning and what you have to be a high-level athlete nowadays wasn't the same. We didn't do as much off ice. We would go out and play hockey harder than anybody, and we would do it for each other. But there wasn't a lot of working out outside of it. Nowadays, I know it's different. I know that, there's these big centers in the US and there's these St. Louis and all these cities that they're raising athletes and they have all the facilities and all the things to do it. And those kids are in shape and they're eating right and they're being taught right. And if the small town Canada kid doesn't get it and doesn't have all the resources, they need to go out and do it on their own nowadays, where all those big cities have all these coaches for coaches to coach them,
Exactly. And so that's what Ben and Quinn are facing right now because, they're 16 turning 17. What do you want to do? And it's all about choices, correct? How
Well,
badly
and
do you want it?
when I was in high school, I wanted to be a hockey player. It wasn't about the girls and the drinking. I was gonna play NCAA hockey, and my weekends and my time away from the rink reflected that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't put in the work, then it doesn't happen.
And it doesn't matter the sport. It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't matter the sport. It's whatever you're good at and what you want to be good at. If you put in everything you got into it, you can do it.
There's a lady named Marnie McBean who spoke to all our kids at Blueville. A lot of Sugar Kings were there. And with the Olympics every 4 years, Marnie said that if she worked hard beside her bed at night, she had this big old glass milk bottle and she would put in a grain of rice. And over 4 years, she would lay in bed at night. I don't deserve it. She didn't put one in because she didn't work hard enough. She only got a grain of rice in that jar if she worked hard and she felt she worked hard. And she was the only one that could judge that. And she knew that as it was getting closer to the Olympics, she knew that if she had to turn it on to get more rice in that jar, she had that visual. And every year, I don't know how many gold medals, silver medals that she won, but she was incredibly fit. She gives you a hug. It was like hitting a 2x4 wall. She was that strong and that muscular. But she found a way that she could measure for herself whether she was ready for the Olympics, worldwide competition. And that's just a little sidebar story for Quinner and Ben. If
well,
you can
Dave,
find,
Dave, I just want to cut you off there. That if you keep playing with your tallywhacker like that, this is a podcast and everybody can hear you playing with your tallywhacker. So put that little thing away, okay? But I totally agree, though, is when I had aspirations to make the NHL and I had NHL teams talking to me, and then I went to an NHL training camp, and then it was clear they weren't interested and I wasn't close. I lost my zest. I lost my dream and my goal for hockey until I went to Germany. When I realized the North American teams weren't into it and I wasn't going to get there, I lost the love and the passion that I would have played with you. And then it wasn't until I got to Germany when I played with a bunch of guys that were like playing in Elmira, Ontario. And it was a bunch of guys from the hometown that were great dudes from Landshut, Germany, where I'm going to go in February. And then all of a sudden I loved hockey again. It was fun again. And I wanted to be good again. But like it, if when you're so close and then all of a sudden it's not there, you can lose the drive,
So that's all about that environment, that condition that players have to generate for themselves.
When mental mental,
Toughness.
whatever they call it, coaching now. Like when a player believes in themselves, when they believe they're going to do it, they play way better than if like say Ben is nervous about taking a year off and going back into it. If you don't believe you can go out and make the plays, if you don't believe you can go out and run that guy's show, then you can't. You have to believe. And it's like when I went to the AHL and I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm just some short, fat kid from Elmira and I'm in the AHL. I didn't believe I could actually do it. And unless you actually believe deep down that you're better than the other guys, you're not going to be.
So how did that reflect into your performance, Wally, in the AHL?
I was awful.
Okay. Did you know that?
Yeah, I could feel it while I was playing. It was awful. It was the worst time I've had. I was on the fourth line. I'd hardly get any shifts. Then when I would get out there, I didn't believe in myself. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going to make this play even if I'm on the fourth line. It was like, well, I'm on the fourth line. I'm going to chip it out. I'm going to chip it in instead of making the plays you normally would make.
And in Elmira, we never saw that. So that's all that's all foreign to us. Like I mean,
No, but it's the way it went. And then, then you go to Germany and you're like, okay, clean slate. I'm better than these guys. I'm going to go there and I've mentally, you're like, oh, I'm only going to the second league in Germany. And then you're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then all of a sudden you can. And if you don't believe it when you're going there, then you can't make those plays. You're nervous. You're like, oh, this is my first training camp. This is my first tryout. And then you're like, then you start trying to fit in with everybody else instead of being the player you should be.
So was that just sort of an inner decision that you made? And I'm asking you these questions so listeners, Ben and Quinner, can take this information. Like, so you walked into that room, said, "I'm better. I can help this team. I'm going to win with this team."
Yeah, and I went over there and I'm like, okay, well, the NHL dreams are kind of over. I'm gonna be me and try to make this team and act the way I want to act instead of, like the robots do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like it seems like maybe not the coaches or the general managers knew what I was up to or what I was about, but I mean, I'm getting invited back to Germany 18 years later, so I I think my teammates knew what I was up to and what I was about, but maybe my body type just didn't work out.
Hey, question for you. At that level, are there people to help professional hockey players who are getting paid? Are there people out there that help resolve that, what you just described?
Well, I think it's a new thing now. I just had on Kendra Fisher, who is from Kincardine originally, where I am, and she is a mental health coach for NHL teams. And it's a real thing is if you're happy and healthy and happy with the role the team gives you, the team you're playing on, that you're happy playing hockey, you'll play better. You know?
So was that the major premise? Be a happy athlete?
I played hockey the best when I was a happy person. Yes.
And working in the counseling office, and part of that whole counseling teacher coaching thing was if I could help minimize distractions
How do you young guys, maybe you guys can answer this. How do you minimize the girls and the booze to
I
stay
feel like
focused?
kind of what I touched on before, like you just also have to have good people around you, and then you also just have to have that like mental drive as well. Like you have to
Want
be mentally tough to whatever sport it is, especially hockey. Like hockey's people are getting bigger, faster, stronger. It's becoming a harder sport as it is, but you just have to have the mental drive to realize that like some stuff as bad as it is, as hard as much as you want to do it, you have to realize you have to have your priorities straight. And I feel like that's just the biggest thing.
No, when I ran into you at the store, I could tell you had your priorities straight, and you were a good kid. And that's why I wanted to have you on because, man, I could tell you're a good person, a good teammate. All four of those you kids that I talked to a year ago, I could tell you guys were in it for the right reasons. You guys were good teammates. And that's how you become good friends for life, is by being good teammates to each other. And it's on and off the ice. And it's how you treat each other all the time and how you have each other's back. And that's how
Yeah.
you win. And I was impressed by you guys a year ago.
Yeah. I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like obviously you have like your inner circle, you have your core group. Like for me, it's Benner, Halsey, and Colton. Like I feel like that's it. But like, and Govey too. He wasn't up there, but it's just kind of our group that we have where we all push each other, but we know how to have fun. But then you treat them nicely, but you also know you need to learn how to treat people outside of that, because my dad always used to tell me, no matter what, no matter where you are, there's always someone watching. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that stuck with me.
It's 100% true. There's always people watching. It's like,
Yeah.
people, like, I just carry on with normal day and do my thing. But like, I do have NCAA coaches and people write to me about kids in this area, and they ask me, like, their first question is, what's the family like? What are the parents like? And then they want to know what the kids like. And I just respond to them like, I'll write to someone in Elmira, or I'll find out who's who around here, and I just send them what I see. And there is always someone watching, like
Exactly.
whether it's some random fat guy in the corner
Yeah.
that is just watching a hockey game. Well, you don't know who's texting him saying, do you know about this kid?
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, you have people in the stands, but you could even have kids your age who could go tell, let's say their dad's a scout or something like that. You could have kids your age and go tell them, like, you just always have to be on, like, in a way, your best behavior. You just, whether it's don't put on an act, but you just have to be yourself around certain people. And that's just like, and that's where that inner respect has to come out.
Well, I totally agree with you. And like, it's interesting for me because I can be a bit much for people. And I hid that for a bit in my pro career and just kind of played the game and was the robot. Where, like, if you're a good person and treat your teammates right, you can be your normal self and have fun and enjoy it. You don't have to be the robot. Just be a nice guy, be a good teammate, right?
Yeah, I feel like.
And then if you want to do squats naked in the room for the boys, then they like it because they know where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, I feel like everyone is so involved around, like, I have to be like this guy. I have to compare this guy to this guy and all this stuff. Like, at the end of the day, the hardest battle you fight isn't against your teammates, your opponents. It's against yourself.
Well,
Right.
and like in hockey, though, it's like the guys that really have a name for themselves, they act like their own personality, like Ovechkin, Marchand, like they are just having fun playing hockey.
Yeah, especially Ovi, that's for sure.
Right. And like they are themselves, and they are going out free and loose and playing and having fun the way they like playing hockey. And if you try to fit in with everybody else and try and be like everybody else, you will be like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. With hockey, most people are trying to treat it like a profession, but no one wants to do a job that they don't like. Like, why do something you don't like? Like, you have to enjoy while you're playing, right? Like, it's not.
If you're not loving it, there's really no point.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you loved it when I saw you at the store. You had your wrist taped up and you were telling me about the air main camp and what you had going on this year. I can tell you're a player, and I loved seeing it. It was such a hockey world moment when you came over to me. But like, I wish those other two boys could have been here. The guy that moved his life to Vancouver, because if he gets sidetracked, I've seen it in my hockey career. If he gets sidetracked out there in Vancouver,
it's
he may be there forever. Because if he finds this gal, Next
Yeah.
thing you know, he lives in Vancouver forever, and then you don't see your friends anymore.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Mhm.
At this age, you guys better be careful.
Yeah. It's something. Like, obviously we love him as a guy, and it sucked to see him go, but at the end of the day, everyone, no matter what, everyone has their own path. Like what we were just talking about. You can't follow someone else's path, right? Like, you got to make your own, and that's kind of what he's doing. I respect him for it, whether I agree with it or not. I got to respect him for it, right?
Well, it's true though. Every guy's got his own hockey path, and you're all on a team for a year or a couple of years, and then you go your separate ways. But
Yeah.
the bonds keep you there forever, and that's how I do this, right?
Yep.
And it was really neat seeing you at that store. And Ben, I don't know you that well, but God damn it, you look big and strong, and I hear you can hit home runs.
Thanks, Wally.
But good luck getting back into the game, man, because like it looks like you got all the tools. And if hockey's your thing, that's your thing. If baseball's your thing, that's your thing. It's whatever somebody wants, and if you want to go do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to this hockey season for sure, and keep it rolling with the baseball. Should be fun for sure.
Dave, you got anything before you shut it down over there in
Yeah,
the weeds?
just thinking about what you said about Colton going out to Vancouver or Vancouver Island and so on. I like to flip it in terms of it was an opportunity that came his way. And to me, it speaks to knowing about Colton, how dedicated he is to the game of hockey, that he's going to travel all the way across the country to follow his dreams, and that's his pathway. I
Yeah.
think this young man is so focused and so driven. Like when he goes through school, I think he's hoping Division One. I know he wants to be a doctor. Like, I mean, his marks are unbelievable. I just see this as his pathway. And yeah, there's distractions for everybody in life, but to me, he's making a big choice to power up his game,
Yeah.
to build
Yeah.
his game, and
Well
this
said, Davey.
Yeah.
this is the way he thinks he wants to do it. And
Yeah.
he's got a whole bunch of people in KW cheering for him.
Yeah.
And so Wally's words are good. He can get distracted. The gal might come around and stuff. That can happen to anybody. But knowing personalities a little bit and what he says, he's a
Yeah.
man of his word. This is what he's
Yeah.
going to do. I have
Well,
100%.
being a man of your word is all it's about. And if he's going all the way out there to chase a dream, he's not going there to,
Yeah.
mess around.
Yeah, to touch on what Davey was saying there, like me, like just to show how like driven he is, I'd be with him the night before 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I'd be like, you want to wake, like we get up, probably we go every twice a week, probably Wednesdays and Fridays, we'd get up at 6:30 and we'd go over to St. David's Field and we'd do a speed workout. And yeah, you can definitely tell he wants something out of it. And that's what drives me more, honestly, to see other people wanting it as bad as me. That's what drives me to even be better. Whether you're like, it
Well,
just,
it takes your buddies pushing you, right? It's
yeah,
like me and
exactly.
Andrew Lackner and Adam Hogg and all the guys that grew up the same age that win places in hockey. You have to do it together and you have to
Yeah,
push each other or else it doesn't happen. It was
100%.
like our ping pong games after high school. It's like, well, I wasn't planning on losing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's always a friendly competition whenever we play games. In PEI, we had a big game night, and those games got pretty toasty, that's for sure. Me and Ben were on the same team here, and we were playing against, I think it was his mom and my sister, and that game even got heated. So it's definitely
Wow,
always
you get
competitive.
competitive people around a table, it's going to get heated.
Oh yeah, you should see the card games here, Wally. Holy smokes.
Well, we should do it again when you guys are up at the cottage.
Oh,
And
100%. Yeah.
it was neat running into you there. And Ben, good luck with, like, it seems like you're healthy and ready to go. And good luck with everything.
Thank
And
you.
Davey O, you still are, like, I take a lot of my coaching from everybody I had. You were good at, you didn't know the hockey thing. Let's be real. But you knew how to bring out the best in every person and make them themselves and feel comfortable. And I bring a lot of that into what I do now. Um, and then Quinner, when I saw you at Play Against Sports and you walked up to me, I'm like, who's this hockey guy? I'm like, this guy is screaming, I'm a hockey guy. And I saw the wrist taped up and I'm looking at you and I'm like, I know him from somewhere. And then when you said I'm Benny's buddy, and I put it together, I'm like, oh my God, what a world. I'm like, because you look like a hockey dude, and the way you carry yourself, the way you behave, the way you act, you're a hockey dude, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, well, you guys got anything before we shut her down?
No, other than a big thank you. Like, we really appreciate like the invite to be on it. We love it.
Well, you guys got to send me your poster pictures, because then Lee Freeman in Cardiff, Wales is going to whip up our poster, and then you guys will have a poster that you can keep. So send me pictures of family, friends, the game, whatever you guys want, and I'll make a poster up for you guys.
Love it.
And it takes everybody to win. And thank you, Lee Freeman in the UK. Okay, well, thanks for coming on, guys. And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Davey O, Quinner, Betty, and Wally.